What's up, boys and girls? Welcome back to the Steep Stuff Podcast. I'm your host, James Lariello, and I'm so excited because Broken Arrow Week is finally here. I am joined by frequent co-host, Mr. Nick Tusa, today to preview the Broken Arrow 46K. Guys, I got to be honest, this might be, outside of the Ascent, this is going to be one of the most competitive races ever assembled on American soil. Everybody who's everybody plans to be racing and is going to be here. It's going to be crazy. Super excited to have previewed this race. I hope you guys get a lot of value out of this for your free trial fantasy packs and just getting to grow the fan base and learn more about some of these amazing athletes that are going to be competing at this race on Saturday. I almost said Sunday. Yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. It's a special one. And yeah, good luck to everyone who's going to be racing this one. And if you're spectating, hope you have just as much of a good time. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful week out there in Palisades Tahoe. So without further ado, I'm bringing you the Broken Arrow 46K 2025 race preview episode with co-host Nick Tusa. Buckle up.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live.
Nick Tusa, welcome back to the Steep Stuff Podcast. How's it going, buddy?
Man, it's going. It's a big weekend.
Yeah,
I'm excited. 46K.
This is my 7th episode I'm recording today. I'm so over Broken Arrow. I don't want to see it again until next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here we are. Broken Arrow 46K selection race. Arguably the granddaddy of them all, besides the Broken Arrow Ascent for this week, just because it's just so important. The stakes are so high. We have so many athletes competing, people that we're friends with and we know. It's a little weird. I don't know. It's kind of crazy that we're finally here for Broken Arrow Week. So this race itself happening this Saturday, June 21st, 2025. It's a bit early, 7 a.m. start. The race itself is a little weird. They claim it's a 40. I've heard so many different things. I've heard 46K. I've heard 45K. The race itself somewhere around that 26 to 28 mile mark, somewhere in that range, with about 9,000 feet of vertical gain. So lots of climbing, very steep. Basically, it's 2 loops of the 23K for those of you who don't know.
About 4 hours worth of running. Yep.
If you're David Sinclair.
Yeah. Not all David Sinclair. Yeah.
What do you think? You think we're on course record watch this year?
We are.
It'll be altered a little bit, but I do think there's a possibility that someone goes under 4 hours.
Yeah, if conditions are right, someone's going to do it, and we both know who that is.
That Heli Emming guy. Yeah. Yeah, never heard of him. I don't know. I think there's the storyline is a few things. We got a few to talk about. One is just the density of athletes. Like there's 1 or 2 people that really stand out. And then there's a whole bunch of like really talented dudes that are and women that are at like a very similar level. A couple things to note. There's a lot of people that if they get the ticket won't take the ticket. Like for instance, we both are kind of, and I don't want to speak for them, but this is just information I've gotten kind of through the grapevine. Like if Eli and Tabor get the dubs or get on the team, they probably won't accept it this year with the goal of more UTMB based races in OCC and CCC. I can say the same for probably Danny Marino. She was pretty candid on the podcast as well, said if she got on the team, she probably wouldn't take it. Some other things, there's some injuries, man. Like Michelino is not the same Michelino that we got last year and maybe in 2023. Like he's, working his way back from an injury and isn't quite where he wants to be. So it's probably not going to be that Grand Teton FKT holder in 2023 Broken Arrow 48K winner. David Sinclair is going to be noticeably absent. I know he was on the bubble. As of right now, I think he has a peroneal tendon issue, so he can only run uphill. Probably not going to be the same guy. Obviously, he still had a great race at Mount Washington. Will probably throw down at the ascent and probably do extremely well, but just not equipped right now to go handle that 28K or that 48K distance. So yeah, I think that there's some injuries surrounding things, but I think it creates a lot of opportunities for athletes that we might be lesser familiar with, or kind of on that bubble to go make a name for themselves and get on Team USA.
Yep.
Yeah. What do you think about Grayson? I should have started Vegas odds on.
Yeah.
If Grayson.
I don't know. Roll the dice and pick a number. We don't know. We don't know. We took a look at her Strava. She's put in some killer training, but we'll see. We'll see. She doesn't need to do a lot, but she's one of them. She's like an Anna Gibson where she can just show up and throw down.
Yeah.
We'll see. But if she's here, she's probably going to win. Just being honest here. I mean, she's going to do very, very well. It's a little longer for her, 46K. Surprised she's doing this. I'm not sure. I don't think you've talked with her. We don't know the reasoning behind it.
From what I understand is it's the want to elevate and maybe move up to that marathon distance. I think that's
interesting.
That's not out of her mouth though. That's from sources. So
okay.
I don't know how to the level and degree of how serious that is, but that's what I've heard.
I mean, this could be a jump for her then, and this could like staple her as like being like that 50K. Like maybe she could turn into one of the best 50Kers in the world. She did it at the short stuff.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be. I think she's at an inflection point in her career now, trying to figure out like what's next. I know, given her diagnosis and stuff like that, and kind of where she goes from here. Without a doubt, though, any start line she steps on, good luck. Yeah, and some other there's a lot of champions here. So especially on the women's side, man, we've got a lot of former champions. Helen Mino Faulkner's won this race twice. Jennifer Lichtner's won this race twice. Danny Marino is a former 23K champion from back in 2018. Ashley Brasovin has been on the 23K. Brasovin, I got to pronounce that name better. Sorry about that, Ashley. Has been on the 23K podium. Like the depth is deep, to say the least. Yeah. Yeah. Some storylines here as well outside of that. Just the level and degree of names here, man. I mean, you're talking Michelino Sincere, Ryan Becker, Liam Myro, John Aziz, who's a back-to-back 3-time Pikes Peak Marathon champion, Noah Williams, my La Sportiva teammate. And then on the women's side, Denali Strabel, who's been on the Rut podium, 28K, like Alaskan mountain running staple of the Alaskan mountain running community. Amanda Basham, a veteran. Sarah Kushner. Sarah is, traditionally been on the Broken Arrow 23K and 46K top 10s. You might not be familiar with that name. Formerly Sarah Gould, 2024 Pikes Peak Marathon champion. Sam Lewis, who's been on Team USA back in 2022. Jessica Breu, Tabor Hemming. It just goes, the list is deep, man. There's just so many athletes. Flannery Davis and then Lindsay Allison. I just have so many people written down. It's crazy. So
big list.
Yeah,
I'm really excited to see Tabor and Jen Lichter go at it, and Danny Moreno. Like, there's just they're all of these athletes are so close. There's not like one who rises above the rest, other than maybe a Grayson. It's going to be tight racing, I think, is what it's going to be, even for being a 46K, where sometimes you can create these bigger gaps. I just don't think we're going to see that, because people want this team so bad, and just want to compete like Tabor.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think we're going to see. Well, let me ask you this. You could tell me what you think. There's a lot of things at play here. I think, like I said, we're getting a few athletes that are been very vocal and notable that even if they get on the podium, they're not going to take the Team USA spot. I think does that deject? Are they not going to be working as hard? Do they want it as bad? I don't think so. There's a special thing with this race, man. For instance, your Cades, your Brian Whitfields, those dudes are dogs. They want this. They need it, right? Yep. So with that want, and what's between the ears is a very powerful thing, and
it depends where you're at in your season and what this race kind of means to you. Like for the two people that maybe wouldn't take it, Tabor and Danny, right? Danny's been fighting back from injury. She hasn't had that like first big race truly to like kick off her season. She's done like a few like Rouse Busters, but like she really wants to be here. And I know she's super excited. I mean, when you come back from injury and you're on a start list like this, how can you not be excited? And then same with Tabor. Like the Hemmings have really just like cut down. They're normally like serial racers, just going to everything, and they've really chopped down their season. And this is a big focus for them because this is going to be a big confidence booster going into OCC and CCC.
Yeah. No, you know, dude, you got to think about it from a money perspective too. Like, there's only so many races that are on your contract that are going to say, all right, you win this, you get this bonus. If you win that, you get that bonus. And the ones that are really important are the ones that are on there. The Broken Arrow and your OCC, CCC. And I think like that would make sense that you're going to want to, especially as a professional athlete at the highest level, preserve yourself to perform at the highest level at those races. That way you can maximize and efficient. Everything needs to be maximized and efficient, right? So yeah, I think those are the important things you're looking at there. All right, let's get into some questions. I got something for you. I'd say less on the women's side because of the women, more established heavy hitters, a lot of women champions, a lot of female champions in this race. On the men's side, though, outside of Eli, I struggle with like, are we gonna find our next dude, right? Like, is there gonna be is someone gonna make a name for themselves, right? Like, is Finian Jacobson Scuttle, that dude's a Boulder guy, very talented by the way, or like Coleman Cragoon. Coleman Cragoon has trained with the Hayden Hawks. Like, are any of these guys who you might not be familiar with or people might not be familiar with going to come out of the woodwork and get themselves a spot on Team USA? It's very possible.
It's possible. It's possible. But I don't know. There's just so many staple names in here. People that have been here before, people that have been just like are on tears right now. It's tough. Yeah.
Like, and what switches things up too is like Liam Myro. What's his name? Tom Hooper likes to call him Hollywood for some reason. We're gonna have him on tomorrow. I'm excited to chat with Hollywood. But it's interesting. Like this shakes up the dynamic a little bit. Like Liam didn't have the result he wanted at Sunapee. You gotta remember this kid, the pedigree this kid has. Like Bowerman track star, like super talented. Crazy pedigree, and he moves up in distance from the 23K that he was signed up for and goes to the 46K. Probably wanting to go get on that marathon team.
100%.
It would not be surprising me to see him, kind of in the mix as well. And then, dude, where does John Aziz, soon to be father, 3-time Pikes Peak marathon champion. Like, the dude doesn't miss, and he's a fucking robot, dude. I love John Aziz, but like, he is as dialed as they come. Like, everything, crosses his T's, dots his I's. One of my favorite people, dude. I fucked with him so bad. I asked him because he's a aeronautical engineer. I was like, "Yo, did we go to the moon, bro?" Like,
oh yeah, I remember that.
Like, he got so upset with me. But like, just an interesting cat. One of my favorite people. Has trained with Joe a lot. So obviously training with Joe and being able to hang with Joe, even not an easy thing to do for most people, and just getting that championship mindset. Not to mention, John was on the team in 2022 and 2023. Former 2-time, Team USA athlete, both in Austria and what was it? Thailand. Whew.
Got it.
I don't know. Lots of storylines here. Lots in the mix. Interesting thing, we've seen this race unfold in previous years where it's super hot, right? You see Adam Peterman and Jeff McGavro with the topical cooling. Everybody's sweating their ass off. It seems like a brutal race. This year's going to be cold, like probably 60s. Like, it's going to be significantly cooler. I wonder how that changes. Like, we've had years in the past where, like, I don't know if you can remember, like David Sinclair winning, and it was like La Puma chasing him, and it was like snowing. We're not going to quite get that, but I wonder how that changes people's strategy, who's going to do better in the cold, and how that's going to work out.
And there's not a lot of snow on the course, correct? Very minimal.
There's some. There's a good amount in some of the canyon. I forget what canyon it is, but yeah.
I just remember previous years, like there being like a half mile at least, like descent on snow, and that like really shakes things up.
That was the year. That was the year Michelino won. Was big snow year. So he tends.
I can see the more snow, him doing really well for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's start with the women. What do you see shaking out? Where do you got your top or whatever? Remember, this is 3 women on the team.
Yeah. I had to go I had to go a little deeper here, down to 7, because Grayson's already on the team,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And then there's a few people that have verbally said that they are not going to take it. So seventh, I have Lindsay Allison. I feel like she's put up some pretty solid results. I, seventh seems fair for her. Very well could be up more. Jane Moss in sixth. I feel like she's ready to pop one off here. I know we talked off the pod about her. Yeah, she's locked in. She's in Boulder. She's living with a bunch of other pro athletes. She's ready. I mean, this is her time. Fifth, I have Helena Faulkner. Again, two-time winner, has been here before. She's just someone that like I just like can't see her not being on a US team. She's always there. She's always up there. She's a winner. If you look at her ultra sign up, it's pretty impressive. And I believe that she's coached by the same coach as what's her name? As MK. I believe they share the same coach.
The hell's that guy's name? He's a famous
Yeah,
coach.
I always blank out of his name.
Yeah. He's just a
Yeah.
Cirque series, or I forget. All
Yeah.
right,
Oh,
keep.
cool.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. And then fourth, I have Danny Moreno. Super excited to have her back. This is her distance. She's so good at this 40, 50K distance. And she's coming back from injury, and I know she's super stoked. And she had a good race out, and I think Bishop. And then she went to GoPro Games. Did she race? She did race.
Yes,
She took
yeah.
second at the 10K behind Courtney Coppinger.
Yep.
So yeah, a good little tune-up. She's definitely ready to go. Third, I have Tabor Hemming. I want to see her get the better of Jen Lichter, but it's hard for me because she does. I mean, a lot of her stuff is private. Her training's private, so it's like it's hard for me to judge off that. I've watched a couple recent other YouTube videos, and she's been training a lot. And I know she said that she has a little hagglings going on right now. That she's dealing with, but it seems like it's on the mend, and it's not like causing her pain during a run, which is great. But yeah, and then second, I have Jen Lichter. We just looked at her Strava before this, and it's pretty disgusting. I mean, she's putting like I think she doubles like 5 times a week, like running too. Like there's no biking. This is like pure running. Like she's going all in for this. She is already on the team, I believe. She was a pick, right? By
Yeah,
Tom
she's on the long trail team already.
Yep. She's already on the long trail team. So she's really got nothing to race for, but she's a fierce competitor. I mean, I raced her at the rut, and like this girl has like just you look at her eyes, and it's
Lobo, dude,
it's
the wolf.
scary, dude. Yeah, dude, she's scary. And then first, if she shows first time kind of racing something like this, super excited to see her. Really hope she's there. We are cheering for Grayson Murphy. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to not have her there, but that top three I think is gonna be fun. They have a chance to beat her though. She's not used to this. I mean, this two loop, she very well could, like you say, on your pods you were talking how a lot of times it's not the first person in the first loop. It's you got to finish it out. And maybe she takes it out super hard. And Jen's been here before, and Tabor is a veteran of this and knows how to race these races and take it out somewhat conservatively and blast it at the end. They very well could be up there, and it'd be really special to see Tabor win this because she's just been so close to just like knocking it out of the park at one of these just like premier events. Yeah, I'm a big fan. She's my coach, so
Yeah.
a little home cooking. But
I agree. Special people. Love that.
And then wanted to just name a few others who I think could potentially be up there. Jess Brezzo, Claire DeVoe, Kimber Maddox, Claire Rhodes, Erin Moyer, Sarah Beal, Flannery Davis out of Boulder, Denali Strabel. There's so many of these names that could be, and I think it's going to be that spot that I have Lindsay Allison getting the last ticket or getting the last USA spot. That's going to be the one where everyone's going to be watching, and there is going to be like a group of like 4 or 5 women just battling it out on that last descent to get that spot. And hopefully there's some people in the crowd that are yelling out like, this is the spot. And so like they know that would be so cool. And then they just throw down. But yeah, so yeah, those are my women's picks.
Very cool. I've got some interesting calculus in mine, but it's very similar to yours. So I'm going to go 7th place. I'm going to go Tabor Hemming. 6th place, I'm going to go Jane Mouse. 5th place, I'm going to go Jen Lichtner. 4th, I'm going to go Danny Marino. Third place, Ashley Brassavan. Second place, Helena Faulkner. And in first place, I'm going to go Racing Grayson if she's there. Here's my calculus for Team USA, though. Grayson, this is where it gets interesting, and we can draw some lines here. Grayson's already on. Grayson's gonna have options, right? She's gonna have option to go do the like if she, let's say theoretically if she goes, let's say theoretically then she wins. She has options. Either you go race the Mountain Classic, which you already have an auto bid on because she is the reigning world champion, or you go race the marathon. I'm gonna guess she's gonna race the Mountain Classic. I think that's just my guess on it. So by de facto, then it rolls down. That first spot then goes to Helen, right? Mm-hmm. Then the next spot would go to Ashley Brassavan, who I think would obviously take it because she's been on Team USA. She competed last back in 2022 in Thailand. That third spot, this is where it gets interesting, dude. Who does the third spot go to in this theoretical lineup? Danny said she would not take it. She said she was going to be focused on CCC, right? Jen Lichtner's already on Team USA for the long trail and was a selection. So it's possible she takes it, but has historically competed in long trail back in, in Austria. That would go to my sixth place pick, Jane Moss. So my Team USA pick would then, the three spots would be Helen, Minnow Faulkner, Ashley Brassavan, Jane Moss are my
selections. Yeah, we got two of those three. Yeah.
Not to leave out Ruby Lindquist, Denali Strable, and I'm telling you right now, Denali Strable, one of my favorite humans in the sport, Alaskan mountain runner, one of the sweetest people, as well, fierce competitor. She's going to go out there and throw down. This one means a lot to her. You guys can listen to the podcast that she and I did. I don't want to speak for her, but I can definitely just say this one means a lot. So don't think for a second she's not going to be like going to the depths of her soul to do it well at this race, and it matters. Other women, Amanda Basham, obviously, Sarah Kushner, Sam Lewis, all championship experience there, Jess Breu, Flannery Davis, and Lindsay Allison. So many people, my God. But yeah, that's kind of what I have. My Team USA. I think I don't know, man. I just think Jane Moss is going to crank one out of the park. I just have a funny feeling. Maybe not. I don't know, but she's a sweetheart, and it'd be cool to see her get one. So let's talk about the men.
Men, yes. Fifth, I have Nick Handel. He was seventh last year. He's always in the mix. I feel like whatever race he does, even if he's over in Europe racing UTMB, he's always up there. He was a top American, one of those races at UTMB. But yeah, this, yep. But this is like, he's a California boy. He's good at racing. These type of races. Fourth, I have Ryan Becker. Just a great story. Love the pod that you had with him. He's such a great guy. This is his distance. This is his thing. This is just what he's good at. I can't expect him not to be up there. Oh yeah, it needs to. So yeah, Ryan Becker in fourth. Third, another one I'm really excited about, Jeshrin Small out of Golden here. Just been on like a tear the past like year-ish, like fifth at OCC, one Black Canyon 50K, one run through time marathon, which was very competitive. He's just like, man, dude, Adidas has something special with him. I watched his YouTube channel, and it's just been a long time coming. I feel like he's meant to be here. So really excited for him. Second, I have someone that I just raced last weekend at Twisted Fork who ended up winning in like a pretty stupid time. Garrett Corcoran. He's worn the USA kit before. Nothing new to him to be up there. He's going to take it out hard, let me tell you, like he did last weekend. So I don't know. I could see him like leading the first loop, honestly, and just like getting ahead of himself and being like, "Oh shit, I need to back off." And maybe that's where our first place guy. Maybe Garrett, I think, is going to push Eli, who I have in first, to breaking this course record. Maybe he's going to keep him honest this first loop, and then Eli's going to be able to just crank one out in the last loop and take it home and beat David Sinclair's like 4-ish hour course record. Would love to see someone go under 4 hours if the weather permits. Seems like conditions wise on the course, not a lot of snow, so very well could happen. He was second at the 23K in what was that? Or last year, he was second in the 23K. So yeah, he knows this course, just doing it again, doing the loop again. Yeah. Eli is
it's interesting because like in my opinion, I think Eli is just stupid fit, the fittest guy, right? But Garrett, I think talent wise, might be better talent wise than Eli.
Dude,
just
off
based
the
on
couch ran a 215 basically off the couch. Like
right,
he barely
just,
put in any training.
just like off of pedigree. Like Garrett's like just the pedigree of him is ridiculous. He just doesn't take it very serious. Like he takes it seriously, but he doesn't. I don't know. The parrot's an odd duck.
But if he knows that Eli's not going to take the USA spot, like, and he's like, I don't know, a tenth of a mile ahead of him, maybe he's not going to push as hard because he just knows I got it in the bag. I don't know.
I have a funny feeling like Garrett's going to get a spot. I really do. I truly believe it.
I would put all my money on Garrett, 100%.
Yeah,
yep.
I agree.
And then there's a few other names. Well, not a few. There's actually a ton of other names.
Like 50?
Yeah. Like the 6 through like 10 spot is pretty insane. Like all these guys are extremely even. Brian Whitfield, he's one that could break out right here. I mean, he's had his fair share of wins, but hearing him on the pod, hearing him how focused he is now, he's got a team around him. He's taking this really serious. He wants that sponsorship to because I remember when I was talking with him and I was like curious, like, well, how come you're not like racing these big races and doesn't have the funds to do it? And you need sponsors to be able to do these travels. Yeah, you're a teacher. Yeah, doing the Lord's work there. Oh man. But yeah. And then Jonathan Aziz, we talked about him. Very well could be up there. Michelino Sinceri, who knows? He says he hasn't been running a ton, but
I heard he's in jail.
He could be. He very well could be sandbagging. I don't know. Who knows? Well, what a story it'd be if he won though. That'd be awesome. Eddie Owens, another one who's repped a USA kit before, very well could be up there. He threw down at was it Big Alta? Was he at Big Alta?
Sorry.
Yeah. Very good runner. Liam Myro, Hollywood, as we call him, I guess. Ryan Becker, another one. Which actually I already mentioned in my fourth. That was a repeat. Trayson Knopp, he won or took second. Yeah, he's already on the long trail team.
Yeah.
Yep. Cole Campbell, another staple name, he's always around.
Dude. Cole Campbell's
absolutely. He could easily.
That's a blue collar boy right there.
Yeah.
I like Cole Campbell a lot.
Good dude. Noah Williams, Bospo, very well. You look at his ultra sign up, the dude shows up. Preston Cates, haven't heard about him in a little bit. He has been on Team USA, I believe, as well. So you never know. Another one, Jeff Colt, been on Team USA before as well. We'll see. David Norris, going to be fun to see him jumping up. I know he's maybe raced something like this before, but maybe not for a while. He's been focused more on the up and down, but should be fun. Boulder boy, Adam Mary showing up. Kieran Ney, another Colorado guy. Joshua, what's his last name? Potvin?
Yeah, Josh Potvin. Yeah.
Josh Potvin.
Gorge 50K champion. Yeah, he just beat Liam at the Gorge 50K.
Yeah. So, like we say, how the saying goes, the depth is deep, and
Josh Potvin. Yeah, I do. I have a funny feeling he's going to do very well. Because very, very nice guy.
Where's he out of again?
Vancouver.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah, Vancouver. He's a Canadian.
Cool.
Yeah, it's PNW. The PNW, man. All right. So mine's interesting. Similar to yours, but actually not even close. The only thing that's close is Garrett and Eli. Other than that, I think those are the two that I just see that kind of set themselves apart from the rest of the field. I think that what it's going to come down to is Garrett just needs to be smart. Like, I know Garrett's a wild boy, and I know he races like a wild boy. I think he just needs to have that race IQ to just kind of like chill, like do not blow up on that first lap, like take it easy and do your thing. And I think Garrett is definitely going to pull it off in second. All right, I'll start kind of go backwards a little bit. So 6th place, I'm going to go Cole Campbell. 5th place, I'm going to go Cade Michael. You got to remember, dude, Cade is really talented. Remember,
I forgot about Cade.
Pulled Andy up Gold Hill for that FKT on top, so he can climb like a mofo. And then on top of that, was in a very close race in Canyon's 50K with Matt Daniels and Seth. And damn well took them to the brink. I think he had some nutrition stuff and that he had to get figured out after, like sweat testing. But once he's seems to have had that figured out. So
That's big.
we'll see what happens with that. In fourth place, I'm going to go Brian Whitfield. Hometown hero, big fan of Brian Whitfield, good buddy of mine. In third place, I'm going to go David Norris. I think David did a lot of things in the offseason that we might not seen to make him more competitive at these runnable races. Like, he already had the ability. Remember, Nordic skier, huge aerobic engine, obviously knows how to, train threshold. But I think the big thing that David did in the offseason was get a lot of time on the track. According to his coach, he's been working with David Roche. I think that's why we saw him get the dub at Sunapee. In second place, I'm going to go Garrett the Parrot. In first place, Eli Hemming taking the dub. I don't even think it's close. I think Eli wipes the floor with everybody. I think it's close to a new course record, and I think Eli just makes people look silly because he's that good. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that Eli just has the highest race IQ out of everybody. He's just so complete. Going to be very difficult to beat on that day. We saw what happened at Big Alta. Like, the best of them could not hang with Eli. So yeah. All right, but here we go. We got to do some math here. So how do we get to Team USA? We know Eli is not going to take the ticket, right?
Nope.
So that de facto spot then goes to Garrett. David Norris, like, when I had him on the pod, is very focused on going to run the Mountain Classic, not so much focused to run the marathon. I think even if he gets the ticket, I think it goes down one more spot. He's going to turn it down. I think that goes to Brian Whitfield. So second spot goes to Brian Whitfield, and third spot goes to Cade Michael. And I think our three that we're sending to Ken Frank are going to be Garrett, Brian Whitfield, Cade Michael. Those are my picks.
I would love that. Yeah. I forgot about Cade. I would definitely throw him in the top 5 for sure. I don't know how I missed his name. Something about him. I just can see him wearing a USA kit.
He's another one that's just ready to pop one off, man. I think he really matters to him.
Yeah. No, Canyons, he ran an insane race until the end. And that's just a matter of just executing. He can do it. Like you said, he got that sweat test figured out.
Yeah.
Just
needs to put it together. And like I said, insanely talented, has all the talent in the world, just needs to crack one off. So I think this might be it. On our watch list, obviously Michelino. Michelino, I think, is still working himself back from injury, still kind of in the mix. I think he'll probably, in my opinion, if he doesn't have the race that he wants to have here, he'll probably get in just off a resume spot. Be crazy not to pick him. Ryan Becker, I think Ryan's going to be in the mix. I know you had him picked for a spot. I would not be surprised to see him get in there. In fact, I would be really elated because I think
how special would that be?
I really like Ryan a lot, and I think he's one of the ones. He's a very hard worker, he's very knowledgeable, and like just really deserves a spot in my opinion. And I think it's like not really on his peripherals either. Like I think he just wants to see what happens, but like I think he's got other goals like as well. So. But
that's the scariest people, the ones that have nothing to lose. He's got nothing to lose.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
In addition, Finian Jacobson Scuttle, he's a shuttle. He's a boulder guy. Coleman Cragoon, who's another one who's had some great results. I think he was on the podium or damn close at the Canyons 50K. Like he's very good, that Coleman Cragoon kid. John Aziz as well, 3-time Pikes Peak Marathon champ. Liam is going to be in the mix as well. Could very well crack one off and have a great day. Could replace any of those guys. And then Noah Williams as well. And Josh Potvin. So, oh my gosh, dude. I could literally name 300 people off this list. It's crazy. So that's all I got for the 46K. I'm going to have dinner.
I need to go run. I need to go get my run in.
Are you going to get a run now?
Oh, yeah, dude, I need to go get my run in. Yeah, I'm waiting for it to cool down a little bit. The front range right now is an oven.
Is that really? I forget.
Oh, man.
Doing the East Coast thing. Dude, it's so humid here, man. I'm like sweating. It's so weird.
But man, it was a pleasure. I appreciate you having me on these last 3 episodes. Such a fun race to cover. 2nd year in a row doing this. Looking forward to doing it a 3rd year with you.
Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, everybody go watch this weekend. Mountain Outpost is going to be doing a live stream for all these events. I'm sure they're going to do a great job. Not sure who's commentating. Do you have any?
No, I have no idea.
Do you have any? No. Okay. Totally I'm sure it's a type of race where a lot of times they'll have people on course and stuff like that. So expecting some good production there. Maybe Golden Trail will kind of link up with them and maybe do a little bit more. But yeah, it's fun. It's going to be great coverage. Great weekend.
Sweet.
Looking forward to it.
I'm so excited. All right, Nick. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
Man.
Yeah, bro.
Yep.
Bye.
See ya.
What's up, guys? It's summer, and you know what that means. You're going to need a new pack, hydration solution, bottle, belt, you name it. Guess what? Ultimate Direction's got you covered. Guys, I don't know if you've been perusing on the Ultimate Direction site lately, but we've got 2 new vests that have just dropped. That's going to be the Ultra Vest 12 liter and the Race Vest 6 liter in 2 beautiful colorways. And you know what? Guess what? We also dropped a quiver. Finally, the quiver is here. The quiver is there. Get it on the website right now. Use code SteepStuffPod for 25% off. All of these things are already extremely affordably priced. I think Ultimate Direction does an amazing job at their pricing to make it affordable for athletes of all economic abilities. And guess what? You're going to get yourself an additional 25% off by using code SteepStuffPod. Like I said, it's summer. It's Broken Arrow week. It's crazy. The vibes are high. The stoke is high. You're going to need a new vest. You're going to need a hydration solution. Like I said, go to Ultimate Direction. They've got you covered. 25% off with the code SteepStuffPod, and you are all set out the door. So, guys, enjoy your week. It's Broken Arrow week. Go crazy, go wild. Guess what? Next week is TrailCon, and then we are in Western states. This is the best few weeks of our sport. So, it's wild. Woo!